I've talked extensively about AI previously and before, so I'm not going to deep dive into this whole topic because, well, there's a lot of footage, there's a lot of videos about me talking about AI and what I believe it can do, what I believe it can't do, and what I also believe could be very, very dangerous about AI. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go down all the rabbit holes, it just takes too long time. But I want to bring to attention something that I've talked about it before, but I didn't address it as deep as I wanted to back then. And that was something that both me and Ray Dalio coincidentally have said. Now I heard Ray Dalio being interviewed in some podcast. I don't remember exactly where it was. But anyway, they were talking, the podcast host was asking Ray Dalio about AI and about the AI revolution and what's going to happen and so on. And he said, Ray Dalio did, that, look, with the Industrial Revolution, we lost our bodies, to the machines. Because now the machines could produce items and devices faster than mankind could. But we still had our minds and brains intact. Now, with the rise of AI, we risk losing both our minds and our bodies to AI, to the robots, to the automated machines using AI, which can produce and process information way faster than any human can, which is objectively true. But here's where AI comes short, and I'm going to illustrate this by telling a little story, or by making a small comparison about how a lot of elder people who are terminally ill behave towards the end of their lives when they're literally laying on their deathbed. I've heard this from several nurses anyway, so there's got to be some truth to it. A lot of these people, or most of them, and these are the most common deathbed wishes, or wishes that people on their deathbed wished. Things that people on their deathbeds wished they did differently when they still had the chance. Obviously, spending more times with their closed ones, or close ones, not closed ones. Well, maybe closed and close ones. With their close ones, their family, their friends, etc. Tending to their human relations. And some of these people are so lonely, so depressed, don't have anybody to talk to because all of their friends and family have passed away. Maybe they didn't even have kids. That all they need is physical human touch. And so there are various stories about these nurses who actually tend to these patients on their deathbed. Touch them, gently touch them, stroke them, even lay down next beside them and touch them. Totally platonic, totally unromantic, totally non-sexual, of course, just the human touch. There's even a photo of President Trump, I think when he was running for office for the first time, where he was attending, or he was meeting and greeting a man who didn't have any arms. Poor dude didn't have arms. And so he couldn't shake Trump's hand. So what did Trump do instead? He touched him here on the cheek. That's what I'm talking about, the human touch. No robot can give you that the same way a human can. Yes, a robot can obviously touch you, but it's not the same. And I predict it's not going to be the same either. So nursery, taking care of people, psychologists, shrinks, whatever you want to call them, even doctors, maybe surgeons can do a better job maybe a robot can perform better surgery because of the precision and so on. But a doctor can give the patient the attention he or she needs. Customer service even. How many times do you call customer service? Whether it's, an airline, a store where you bought something, some public governmental office, and it's always this fucking computer voice telling you,
Hey, if you want more information, then press 1. For talking to a human agent, please hold. If you like us to help you outside of office hours, go to our website, blah, 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 blah.
This automated voice, I hate it. And I suspect I'm not the only one. In fact, when I'm talking when I'm using one of these chats, and I know that it's powered by a robot, I always type in human or agent because I want to talk to a human. I don't want to talk to a machine. The machine is dumb. The machine doesn't understand me. The machine can't pick up these nuances that a human can. And yeah, I'm not going to deep dive into this whole psychology, which I've already done, kind of. But the bottom line is, even something menial and simple as a receptionist at a hotel, or a waitress or a waiter at a restaurant, or customer service, is, I think, going to be in need. Or, excuse me, is going to be sought after. It's going to be in need. And it's only going to grow with the rapid rise and increase of AI. And so that's where mankind can actually outperform and beat AI. Hopefully you should have been persuaded enough to not lose faith in mankind at this time. If you want to learn more about sales, persuasion, and business, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this. And I'll see you there.